Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
All right, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? If you notice, we're in a hotel. I got a lot to say in a little bit amount of time to say it. So, actually, I've got a lot of time to say it. So this video might be long-winded, but you might want to stick around for it because if you guys have wondered, where has David and Melissa been the last week and a half?
On an adventure.
We've been on an adventure from hell. And I was saying nothing, and I just kept my mouth shut and was just trying to let things work themselves out. Okay, as you guys know, that I was really having issues with how the freight rates on the spot market have kind of fallen apart and are, down. We've been riding it out and doing our thing. As you know, we tried to go back to Prime. Prime's like, ain't having us. No, there ain't no freight over here either.
Yeah, no freight. They're not
so on and so forth. So like a dummy, I started looking around at different companies. And I had somebody send me, I had a few people send me, hey, check out this company, check out that company, check out this other company. Well, I checked out this one company. It's called USA Truck. And I went ahead.
And they do contract freight.
Yeah, they have contract freight. They have a load board where you pick your own loads. And it's contract and brokered freight. So I went ahead and gave the recruiter a call and, told her what's up. And she's like, yeah, our freights were about, 25-30% higher than spot market right now, which I'm thinking, okay, so you're probably roughly about what the spot market is because they charge such a high percentage. They charge 30% of the gross to the truck, including fuel surcharge. Yes, they get 30% of your fuel surcharge. So I pondered it, and I thought, it would be nice. They've got more freight, be able to kind of, pick my own loads and so on and so forth. So I called her back, talked to her some more. And, when she found out we're a team truck, she's like, oh, my gosh, you're a team truck? We need team drivers. DB Shanker just bought USA Truck, and they brought over a bunch of high-val and team freight that we have no one to pull.
And this is where the lies began.
So I'm like, really? Okay, cool. So, I talked to them. I also talked to the guy who recommended them, and, he's kind of mimicking the same thing. So on and so forth. Now, I'm not throwing him under the bus at all because he's a company driver. He has no access to their freight rates on their load board or the IC side of things. Right. So he didn't know any of this I was going to run into. So I decided last week, you know what? We're going to do it. Let's go ahead and go over there. So I didn't say anything on YouTube. I just kept my mouth zipped. I wanted to see what happens. I went ahead and returned my trailer to the company I'm at now, that I was at. Returned the trailer. We're sad to see you go, but we understand you want to try something different. Go right ahead. They actually let me keep everything going because I was going to get a power-only load to get home and then mail them back. Their ELD, their plates, and all their pre-passes and everything. Yeah. Number one, how nice of a company is going to do that? Yeah. You want us to get you a power-only load to get you from Chicago to Texas. You can use all our stuff even though you quit, and you can do that. I was like, yeah, that's great. And then at the last minute, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to wait for a power-only load because there's horrible weather coming in tonight. I want to beat the weather.
Happen in between. Yeah.
So they still let me keep that stuff and use it to get home. So that was good. I didn't have to deal with no hunter's permit or anything like that because technically you can't go across state lines from everything I've read. You can't go across straight lines with not for hire emblems only.
And just to let people know that when we did get to where we were going, we did box all their stuff up and send it.
Yes, as soon as we got it, I boxed everything up. I took it to UPS store and said, here, make this stuff so it doesn't get busted. Right. They put it all in bubble wrap, bubble boom, and sent it back to them. So our first day in orientation at this USA Truck, the the instructor there, I'm going to say she has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder. Goes ahead and, hey, don't waste my time, all this yada, 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 yada stuff, and so on and so forth. It was the second day. She, mentions that we're a team truck, and she goes, yeah, and I don't know why you all are here because we have no team freight.
Hello?
I'm like, what do you mean you don't have team freight? She goes, yeah, our team freight is for company drivers.
I think you and me looked at each other.
Yeah, we're like, huh?
And I think you were clenching your jaw at that point.
Yeah, I was turning all kinds of red. Yeah. Now, mind you, the first day she said she don't really know about IC stuff because she's only ever been a company driver. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, when I get my dispatcher, they're going to tell me about all this freight.
Team freight.
And I literally thought to myself right at that moment, where's my truck and how far do they get? They already got everything out of my truck. Otherwise, at that moment, I would have said, nope, we're out of here. And I would have went right back. So we waited out. We get the third day of orientation, the third and final day, we get the load board. No, the second night when we were leaving, we got to look at the load board. What a fucking joke, excuse my French.
I was instantly insulted, and for me, it was over.
These loads, I'm not going to get, the mile pay was a joke, but let's just say this, as a team truck, we'd have a hell of a time making more than $500 a day to the truck.
Yes.
They were all solo loads. Now, you did have drop and hooks. The problem was there wasn't that many. And before you guys all say, well, maybe it was the area. I checked out of Dallas. I checked out of Houston, out of Laredo, out of Chicago. I checked out of Atlanta. I checked out of Pennsylvania because the next day when I finally got my fleet manager and he told me, oh, yeah, we don't have team freight. It's company and, yada, yada, yada. And there's no high value. You don't know. He basically said, dude, recruiters lie. Recruiters are the biggest liars. We've had meetings about the recruiters lying.
Then why do they still have
I'm like, do you realize you took me from a job that I had team freight and brought me over here to where I'm not going to make any money?
They basically,
don't care.
Yeah, it was financial suicide is what they tried to do to us.
Yeah. So I still said, okay, let's try to make this work. Let's try to make this work. And we tried to make it work. We ended up out of Thursday, Friday, 5 days we ran 2 loads. And enough was enough. As we sat all day looking at, I spent hours trying to put a week together because that's the other thing. He said, come Monday, you want to put your whole week together. And David, don't be like a rookie and don't pick a load going to say Pennsylvania and if it doesn't have a load leaving there. So what you're telling me to do, Colin or Culinary or whatever your name was, is if I'm going to pick a load from Atlanta, Georgia, going to Allentown, Pennsylvania, I need to, before I book that load, I need to make sure there's a load coming out of Allentown or close enough to the next spot and then the next. Yes, absolutely. Because if you go somewhere and there's no loads coming out, I can't help you. Okay, so I sat there, every place that had any kind of decent money, and when I say decent money, maybe $700 for the day for 700 miles. Most of these loads are paying $1 to $1.20 a mile.
And low miles.
A lot of them are paying 80, 40, and 50 cents a mile. So I'm trying to string loads together, and I can't do it unless I start doing 200-mile deadheads. So now these loads that were paying 50 cents a mile are now paying 30 cents a mile. So Melissa was like, no, we're not doing this. Yeah. She gave up before I did.
Yeah, I said, I ain't running. I ain't doing this. I ain't working here. I'm done. I'm done.
She gave up before I did. I mean, we started contemplating turning in the truck, so on and so forth. So we decided, you know what, let's try Prime one more time. I talked to my dispatcher, hey man, I'm at my wit's end. I'm ready to turn in the truck. I mean, if can you find it in your heart to bring us back, we'll do what we need to do to, no, we're not doing it. Whatever, okay, fine. So we simply made the second best choice, which is probably the smart choice, because Prime's like, we'll bring you back if freight picks up. Well, if freight picks up, I sure in hell ain't going to want to leave where I'm at. No. So we called EOS back.
That is the company.
Did I just say their name?
You said their name, which is fine because they.
I'm just going to leave their name up then.
They're awesome.
So I called them back, and I actually sent a message to safety, to both the owners, and to my dispatcher.
Oh, and read what the owner wrote. That was one of the nicest texts you ever got back.
About trying somewhere else?
I mean, it was just so...
Yeah, I can't read what he wrote because I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
But he basically said, sure, David, you can come back. He
liked us.
He goes, we have no problem with our drivers going other places and seeing if they can make better money or if something's better for them. Right. You want to come back? But everybody welcomed us back with open arms. As a matter of fact, we went in there today.
The safety girl.
And, the safety gal. She was all happy we're back. But our box we sent back with all our stuff hadn't even been opened yet.
It was in their building. So
yeah. So we got all our stuff back.
Yeah.
The only thing is they didn't have our trailer. They already gave it. There was 3 guys there hiring on today. Yeah. But they gave our trailer up already. So now we got a Hyundai trailer. A 2021 Hyundai trailer. I took it over to get a DOT inspection on it, and it needs an inner wheel seal, so it's getting an inner wheel seal in the morning, and then my truck will get DOT, and we'll get out sometime tomorrow because they're waiting for it. They did have to do a partial hire on where they had to do a drug test again by law because we did work somewhere else. Right. So we had to do a
drug test.
We had to do a hire process again, not the same one as if...
A quick one.
Yeah. It was 2 pages, boom, boom, boom. Right. Where have you been since you've been here type crap. So needless to say, I've got the temporary signs back on my truck on the steps, and now I got to have the custom ones made again.
Like we had, yeah.
I probably should have just stayed right where we were at because even though freight was down and freight rates are bad, she was still pulling a living for us. We were still making a living.
Yeah. We have to sit sometimes, but she like you said, she always pulled something.
Yeah, I always said she always pulls something out of her bag. The 11th hour, there it is. There's that load that needs to make that revenue for the week.
Yeah.
So we're kind of glad we're back. Going over to USA Truck, it was kind of like a prime. Though you weren't allowed to go over 75 mile an hour. The tablet would beep at me at 75. And they monitored your speed. You had to do the speed limit, which is fine. I mean, I do the speed limit anyways. But there's a lot more rules there than there are here. This is an owner-operator company. You know what? You want to do stupid shit, you do stupid shit. You mess up your CSA score, and we're going to let you go. Because they're very big on their CSA score here. Oh, and that's the other thing when we were at USA Truck. Oh, yeah, and our CSA score is not that great, so you're probably going to be seeing more way stations than you're used to.
Gosh. And the company we went back to has got incredible CSA scores.
And my big thing is I should have never jumped into something without doing more checking than I did. Usually I scrutinize a company. And I have... What? Oh, Billy.
I'm just keeping an eye on him.
Yeah. And because I, had to talk to the recruiter and I don't know, I just was stupid. So, needless to say, we haven't worked in a while. And
it's been a couple of weeks, huh?
A week and a half.
Yeah, okay.
Has it been?
Yeah.
Last Wednesday. Is when we left, yeah. So that's what we've been doing. So, yeah, we thought we were going to find greener grass, and the grass was even browner. So
it was shit brown.
One of the sayings is don't always expect grass to be greener on the other side. If you've got a good gig, just stay where you're at. All these companies are these advertisements in your Facebook page and people talking in your ear and on your comment sections about how much money there is. Just
take it with a
grain of salt. And if you're happy where you're at, just stay where you're at. If you're doing your thing, just stay where you're at.
Yeah, because this company we're with now that we left and came back to, they are really, the salt and earth type people. I mean, they are really, really something else.
Well, I've always said they were great people. I mean, even when I left, I was like, you guys are awesome. I loved working for you.
Well, they're honest. They're not trying to pull anything shady.
Yeah, I mean, for you guys, I gave them the trailer back, and payday was Friday. So they got the trailer back on Wednesday, and they inspected it on Wednesday. I ended up getting a $250 credit back for the trailer because I left it in better shape than I got it.
Yeah, now how honest is that?
As far as tread wear on the tires. So.
And we were and also they were so welcoming back. I mean, it was just, it makes a big difference who you work with and just character. And honesty. You are a name here, not a truck number. Yes,
and
because it is a small business.
Yeah. But
yeah, you are a name.
I mean, I don't care if I'm a truck number. That don't ever bother me. But
yeah, but our dispatcher is always so nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's always been great. Well, everyone here has always been great. Yeah. But I don't know. It just put a really bad taste in my mouth with, Prime. I just turn the truck in then if you're going to lose the truck. And the whole thing is because we won't run all 48 states. We won't do the Northwest in the wintertime. So you ain't really controlling your own business over there at prime time. You're just glorified company drivers. Yep. Someone just knock on our door? You're just a glorified company driver. You're being told what to do, and God help you if you ever leave, because if you want to come back, they're going to be like, no, you don't do it the way we want you to.
Yep, so you're not coming back. Oh, well.
But whatever, Prime. You want me to go bankrupt and whatever, and you go with that, because we won't go to freaking the Northwest in the wintertime. That just burns my ass. Especially because we were always a profitable truck. We were never in the red. We were never non-profitable.
We were never
so us not going to the Northwest made no difference on anything.
I mean, we ran good. And we were on time never late,
yeah,
always
but
on time.
You know what? Let's just keep Prime's name out of our mouth from now on.
No, I'm glad to be back to where we were over at EOS.
Right, Billy? Billy's happy too. You happy, Billy? Huh? Look at the camera, Billy. Look. No. Billy. Look up here. You big goof. All right, guys. Oh, yeah, we have a Facebook page, Trucking with David H. You guys would have known. You guys would have known something was.
No, he has not been drinking.
No, I ate food.
Yep.
You guys would have known something was up if you'd have been on that Facebook page, because we were having some goofy posts. Like, comment, subscribe.
And ring the bell.